Hello guys, today we're gonna talk about chapter 1 continued. And about chapter 1 we talk about a basic OB model. Okay, please look at this picture. Okay, our overview of this model. A model is an abstraction of reality, a simplified representation of some real-world phenomenon. For this picture presents the skeleton of our OB model. It proposes three types of variables. The first one, inputs. The next one, processes. And the last one, outcomes. At three levels of analysis. For the first one, individual. The next one, group. And organizational. We will proceed from the individual level to group behavior to the organizational system. The model illustrates that inputs lead to processes which lead to outcomes. We will discuss interrelationships at each level of analysis. Notice that the model also shows that outcomes can influence inputs in the future, which highlights the broad-reaching effect OB initiative can have on an organization's futures. Okay, guys, for the first one, we gonna look at inputs. Okay, about inputs. So you can see individual level, group level, organizational levels. Inputs are the variables like personality, group structure, and organizational culture that lead to processes. These variables set the stage for what will occur in an organization later. Many are explained in advance of the employment relationship. For example, individual diversity characteristic, personality, and values are shaped by combination of an individual's genetics, inheritance, and childhood environment. Group structure, roles, and team responsibilities are typically assigned immediately before or after a group informed. Finally, organizational structure and culture are usually the result of years of development and change as the organization adapts to environment and build up customs and norms of organization. Next, you can see individual level. There are three factors. First, diversity. Next, personalities, value, group level, group structure, group roles, team responsibility, organizational level. This means structure and culture. And the next one, processes. If input are like the factor in OB, processes are like um, process. Processes are actions that individuals, groups, and organizations engage in as a result of inputs and that lead to certain outcomes at the individual level. Processes include um, emotions and moods of employee, motivation, perception, and decision making. At the group level, they include communication between employee, between are CEO, administrator with employee leadership, power and politics, and conflict and negotiation. The organizational level processes include human resources management and change practice. Individual level include emotion and moods, motivation, perception, decision making. Next, group level include communication, leadership, power and politics, conflicts and negotiation. Conflict and negotiation in organization between individual to individual, individual to group, group to group, group to organization. Conclude conflict and negotiation about this. The conflict process is start before negotiation coming. We negotiation for negotiate and balance resources are the benefit in organization. Next, organizational level include HRM, change practice, and the last one that means outcomes. Include individual level, group level, organizational level. Okay, so we look at individual level. Include attitude and strengths, task and performance, citizenship behavior, withdrawal behavior. Group level include group cohesion, group functioning. Organizational level include productivity and survival. Okay, so outcomes are the key variables that you want to explain or predict that are affected by some other variables. What are the primary outcomes in OB? For scholar have emphasized individual level outcomes such as attitude and stress, task performance, citizenship behavior, and withdrawal behavior. At the group level, cohesion and function are the dependent variables. And the organizational level, we look at overall productivity and survival because this outcome will be covered in all this model. We will brief discuss is here, so you must understand what the goal of OB will be. First, we look at attitude and strengths. Employee attitude are the evaluation employee make, ranking from positive to negative about objects, people, or situation. For example, the statement, I really think my job is great, is a good job attitude, and my job is boring and is bad. Is a negative job attitude. Strength is an unpleasant physiological process that occurs in response to environmental pressures. Some people might think influencing employee attitude are stress in poorly solved stuff and not the business of serious managers, but we will show attitude often have behavioral consequences that directly relate to organizational effectiveness. Okay, guys, please observe. Attitude have effect with organizational effectiveness. The belief that satisfied employees are more productive than dissatisfied employee has been a basic among managers for years, thought only now has research begun to support it. The evidence show that employees who are more satisfied and treated fairly are more willing to engage in citizen behavior so vital in the contemporary business environment. Task performance. The combination of efficiency at doing your job task is a reflection of your level of task performance. If you think about your job of a factory worker, task performance could be measured by the numbers and quality of product produced per hour, right? The task performance of an instructor would be the level of education that students obtain. The task performance of consult might be the timeline and quality of the presentation they offer to the client. And all type performance relate to the core duty and responsibility of job and are often directly related to the function list on a formal job description. I hope you know job description meaning, right? Job description meaning is talk about the detail, the scope of your job. You must to do this scope of your duty in your position. Obviously, task performance is the most important human output contributing to organizational effectiveness. So, in every chapter that we learn, we consider to detail how task performance is affected by the chapter that we learn. Okay, and next, organizational citizenship behavior. The discretionary behavior that is not part of an employee's formal job requirements and that contribute to the job performance. And so share in your organization also. Okay, so we talk about the environment of the workplace. It's called organizational citizenship behavior or citizenship behavior. Successful organizations have employees who will do more than their usual job duty, more than job description, who will provide performance beyond expectations. In the dynamic workplace, where tasks are increasingly performed by teams and flexible is critical. Employees who engage in good citizenship behaviors help others on their team volunteer for extra work, avoid unnecessary conflicts, tries to avoid necessary conflicts. Why? Necessary conflicts it can improve organization's performance. It can improve your performance. For example, if you do your job with your friends and then you have too many opinions, your discussion. When you have too many, before you can conclude, you must have the conflict and you try to suggest your opinion, try to suggest the solving problem. Then when you can develop all decision making, yes, you can improve your performance. This is the necessary conflicts. But unnecessary conflicts, for example, your appearance, your dress, your smile, your face, your makeup, for example. For this, please avoid it. And next, respect the spirit as well as the letter of rules and regulations, and gracefully tolerate occasional work-related impositions and nuisances. Organizations want to need employees who will do things that are not in any job description. Evidence indicators organizations that have such employees outperform those they don't. As a result, OB is concerned with citizenship behavior as an outcome variables. And next, withdrawal behavior. We are already mentioned behavior that goes above and beyond task requirements, but what about behavior that in some way is below task requirements? Withdrawal behavior is the set of action that employees tasked to separate themselves from the organization. There are many forms of withdrawal, ranging from showing up late or failing to attend meeting to absence and turnover. Employee withdrawal can have a very negative effect on an organization. The cost of employee turnover alone has been estimated to run into the thousands of bar, even for entry level position. Absenteeism also costs organizations significant amounts of money and time every year. Okay, guys, if you can decrease the withdrawal level, so you can make more interest of your organization. Okay, all organizations have some turnover, of course. Turnover rates vary greatly by country and in parts reflect the economy of that country. Also, turnover includes voluntary terminations by the employee, involuntary terminations by the employers without cause. This means layoffs and discharge, and other separation including involuntary determination with cause. Okay, guys, and the next one, we're looking at group level. For the first one, we talk about group cohesion. Many outcomes in our models can be conceptualized as individual level phenomena. Some relate to the way groups operate. Group cohesion is the extent to which members of a group support and validate one another at work. In other words, a cohesive group is one that sticks together when employees start one another, see common goals, and work together to achieve these common ends. The group is cohesive when employees are divided among themselves in terms of what they want to achieve and have little loyalty to one another. The group is not cohesive. That is ample evidence showing that cohesive groups are more effective. These results are found both for group study in highly controlled laboratory setting and for work teams observed in field settings. This fit with our intuitive sense that people tend to work harder in groups that have a common purpose. Companies attempt to increase cohesion in a variety of ways, ranging from brief icebreaker sessions to social events like picnics, parties, and outdoor adventure team retreats. Throughout the text, we assess whether these specific efforts are likely the result in increases in order cohesiveness, while also consider the way that picking the right people to be on the team in the first place might be an effective way to enhance cohesion. Okay, and next, um,